Well, a large number of people are moving from Africa to Europe. And some critics believe that they are moving there because they are seeking greener pastures. But what about the reasons that is pushing them to leave the shores of Africa? Those are concerns that we should start thinking about and having conversation about. Why are they leaving Africa? If the situations in Africa were better for them, would they want to cross the Sahara Desert or the Channel to go to Europe? So instead of looking at the pull factors, which often have some problems, let's start looking at the push factors, i.e., what are the health facilities in Africa countries? What is the government doing about the health facilities? If somebody was ill, even in the city of Accra, how quickly can they move the sick person from their homes to the hospital? If there was an accident on the road somewhere in Abuja or in Entebbe in Uganda or in South Africa with some exceptions, how would the victims be moved very quickly to the hospital? And those are things that might drive some people to want to go to Europe, for example, because they have seen this on TV, how healthcare is done in UK, how healthcare is done in Canada, United States, and Germany. And these are attracting the people to run away from their country to go there. So maybe we should start thinking of a way, and this is more to do with the governance of African institutions, how we can make Africa more attractive such that people remain in Africa, contribute to the development of Africa. How is the education like? Why are people wanting to go to Canada to do their master's degree or postgraduate degrees? Why wouldn't the Nigerian, after training as a medical doctor, want to stay in Lagos or Abuja to practice there? If the conditions were okay, if the electricity supply to the hospital, if the infrastructure, including road network from one home to the other, is done properly, then people wouldn't want to move from their countries to go to UK, because the net gain in terms of moving from one country to the other may not be that significant. However, the quality of life in these developing countries is significant enough to attract people who are facing these things that I have described in their country. In exception to this, there are people who are running away from persecution, tribal wars, Cold War countries such as Congo, Liberia, facing some pandemics of kind, also leaving their shores. So I'm not really talking about those people, but also think about the fact that people who are running away because of diseases, for example, they could have stayed in their country if the medical facilities were okay. These are not done. I have always said, any political party that comes into power in West Africa, for example, if they make it a point to just develop the provision of electricity alone within a period of 3 years, that would be a significant achievement. I'll put this in context. So let's say the MPP government in Ghana right now is able to ensure that water supply, at least in about 80% of the residences in Accra, is stable. Water supply to about 80% of the population in Accra is accessible, stable, and sustainable. That would be a remarkable achievement. But why do we continue to have changes in government year after year, but then the dispersion of the national income across the country is not done in a way that people feel that they are benefiting from the income that the country has? We have to start thinking more about taking one step at a time, providing effective governance, providing the things that people need. Then that will stop them from crossing and taking very dangerous and precarious journeys to United States or Europe. That is very important, and without this happening sooner than later, then I cannot see how the people of Sub-Saharan Africa will stop taking the dangerous journeys to Europe seeking greener pastures. Of course, most intellectuals, people who have gone through some form of education, don't necessarily take these journeys. And unfortunately, the people who don't have the appropriate education in Africa are the ones who die in the process of crossing the desert. If you watch the documentaries on CNN or BBC, you see the number of people who die trying to take this journey to Europe or the rest of the world because they are fearing the living conditions in their country. That is my response. Thank you very much.